Check, check. Oh shit. That boy doing good right now, man. What's up? Welcome to the show right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I just woke up as soon as I threw these headphones on, you know what I mean? So excuse the energy that I'm bringing right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to I'm trying to keep it level, you know what I'm saying? We in here, man. That's all. We just chilling. We having a good time. This is We the People. You could talk about all types of stuff except for sexual preferences. I don't give a fuck. So don't ever bring them up to me. Yeah, this is not going to be your regular typical show. I just want you guys to know right now, if this episode airs and you see this, it'll be like a tester, man. You know, we'll see. Will you be able to deal with the bullshit, or is it going to be too much? I don't know. I'm not going to say that I'm going to disrespect or say anything that just isn't right. But I will say this. There might be some offended people out there. There might be some offended people. And that's okay. You know, because as we go on doing this shit, you learn a little bit about yourself. And so do I. You know what I'm saying? So, some people call it trolling. I just call it saying it like it is. What do you guys think about the environment, the political environment? You know what I mean? It's very, if you ask me, it's very, very insane. It's like watching reality shows. You know, like the reality shows in the 2000s? Just like that. Just like that. You got Pelosi running around like a little dweeb. You got a bunch of shit going on. Okay? I've been watching a lot of television lately, and I've been actually not even trying to be involved in everything that's been going on with social media and the news and everything. Like, you know, I got one of those, you know, because I'm not really sure how to feel about any of the shit that's going on right now in the politics. We here. We absolutely here. Got myself a little bit of coffee. I figured I'd start this show a little bit slow because I want to get to know you guys. You know what I mean? I want you guys to get to know me. It's the best way to start any kind of relationship, is to be able to talk and communicate. I make the best coffee, by the way. This shit right here. I mean, there's gas. That's all I drink is gas, but it's good. So, and I vape, and it's okay. We don't have to sit here and we don't have to make ourselves feel any kind of way because, you know, somebody might have a different outlook in life than maybe someone else. Shout out to the astronauts. You guys are doing crazy work, man. I could only express myself by saying that I'm jealous. I would love to have gone and done what these guys are doing right now, okay? And women. And what? To be out there, okay, in outer space and to witness all of the stars, you know, in living color right there in person. It's not a picture. It's not. That's amazing. Big shout out to y'all, though. Big shout out. That's pretty cool. Now, I will say this, though. I don't remember the female's astronaut's name, but she said something about she the new space plumber. Thought that was pretty funny. And she was there. I reckon she fixed the toilet. There was an incident that happened before they. Well, actually, they were already had launched, and when they launched, um, the pilot, one of the pilots, the female astronaut, noticed the light was blinking, and the fault light was blinking inside of the bathroom. So, boom, she quickly checked. It was the toilet. I don't know what she did to it, and she fixed it. So, maybe somebody nuked it before they left. You know the kind of dookie you're gonna drop before you leave? If you know you're about to take the ride of your life, those bowels are gonna move, buddy. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. And you're gonna be in there doing your thing. Somebody definitely, if not all astronauts, nuked the hell out of that shit. Okay, that's what happened. I'm gonna just say that. Let's start that rumor. See if we can get some clarity on it. Oh, this is pretty cool. Speaking of the astronauts, wild facts about Orion, the spacecraft carrying the humanity to the moon. Let's see. Biggest heat shield ever. Orion's heat shield measures 16.5 feet in diameter. It is the largest ever built for a crewed spacecraft, wider than Apollo, wider than anything flown before, with human beings on board. Holla at your boy. That's awesome. Let's see what else. 25,000 miles an hour. Whoa. That's pretty cool. Fastest humans ever. That is 7 miles per second. Orion covers the distance from Los Angeles to New York in under 6 minutes. At that speed, no human being has ever moved faster than that. I'm jealous. Okay. I'm going to just keep saying that. I love that they went up there, though. And I'm very proud of our race for doing this. But, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Half as hot as the sun. The heat shield faces nearly 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit on re-entry. The aft coat material burns away in a controlled fashion, transferring heat away from the crew. The back of the shield stays at just 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Huh. Same material as the Apollo. 11 parachutes, 324 miles an hour to 17 miles. 3 parachutes, 1 football field. Each main parachute is 116 feet wide. All 3 combined cover a football field from the 10-yard line to the 10-yard line. That is what it takes to stop a spacecraft falling from space. That is impressive. 1,000 times farther than the ISS. Built for 99% of humanity. Orion accommodates astronauts from 4 feet 10 inches to 6 feet 5 inches tall. That covers 99% of the human population. No previous NASA crewed spacecraft was built to this range. That's pretty cool, man. So I'm over it. That's, it's awesome. What's going on in Iran, too? Iran's another place that I'm just like, listen, guys, like, we're either going to we're going to do something about this or we're just going to just say fuck it, right? Like, I'm already getting to that point. I'm getting tired of looking at the news and seeing this shit. There is no, there's no kind of, fucking reasoning here, all right? And I know Trump is doing the best he can. Bless his heart. Look, this guy is doing the best he can. And he's still getting fought and beat on by his own people in this country. Okay? How are you fighting 2 different wars? You're fighting the Congress war, you're fighting the Iranian war. That shit bothered me. Okay? Like, we don't have any kind of common sense in the White House, which is actually very, very concerning. You know, that the slightest bit of compassion or common sense or anything is lost in the White House, is lost in Congress. You don't get that anymore in this world. You know what I mean? It's changed a lot. So, straight up. And then the thing is that you start looking at it from a conspiracy theories perspective, and that's when shit gets freaky. So, gotta be careful with that kind of shit, man. That rabbit hole is deep. Very, very deep. Here goes. Here's a great example of what I'm talking about here.
I think the U.S. government probably has unlocked 0 point or close to 0 point energy, which would be pulling energy out of the vacuum. We have inventors that have done that over and over and over.
And it's making energy of apparently nothing.
Well, we could start with, there's a man named Charles Pogue, who in the 30s tinkered with his carburetor and was able to get 200 miles a gallon. It's proven. Engineers, investigated, scientists, it's totally proven. It worked. He was going to be a zillionaire or whatever. He's going to transform society. And the problem was, once the news of his engine got out, the oil stocks crashed. They just crashed. So the oil industry lobbied the U.S. government, we have to do something about this. And in 1951, the Invention Secrecy Act was passed. So now, if you patent any device that is more than 20% efficient, that's instantly classified. That is now a state secret. It's vital to national security. You can't talk about it. You can't build it, and you can't sell it unless you sell it to the U.S. military. You cannot do it. That went on for a while. Then there was a man named Tom Ogle, and Tom is this is the 70s now. He accidentally rewires his lawnmower engine to take the exhaust and pump it back into the carburetor, and this thing runs on a gallon of gas for 78 hours or something like that. So he can reconfigure his car. It's like a 1976 Ford Galaxy. You know, like
it's crazy.
And he's getting
this is
on the thing.
This is a lot of news. Okay, first off, this is a lot
He's
of news.
$1 billion from.
Let me break this down real quick. Okay, let me break this down real quick. So the U.S. government already unlocked 0 point energy. What does this mean? Basically means that the U.S. Has been able to figure out how to create energy out of thin air. No fuel, no type of fossil fuel, no kind of oil, no sort of any kind of type of energy is necessary. Physical energy is necessary to create this energy from pretty much nothing. So think about how crazy that would be, because then you know, I've always said that we needed to create a party, you know, for this particular purpose right here. You know, I honestly feel like that the Republican Party, I feel like I'm more aligned with the Republican Party. I will say that. Am I a Republican? I am not. But I will say that I am aligned with a lot of Republicans' values. Furthermore, I don't align much with Democrats. And I got family members that unfortunately are. And then you got to think of it from this perspective. I feel like we the people would be an amazing party in the White House. And that's where I got this whole idea for this show. But anyways, I digress. The U.S. government has found a way to do that. And then what this means is, if we know how to make energy on our own, we're not going to need no government. We're not going to need anything. See, energy is important in life. And if there's a way to make your own type of energy for fuel purposes, we don't need taxes. I can give two shits about your taxes. You're never going to see me file another piece of paper again. And I'm not saying go do that. But if it turns out that that's a true statement, that you can make energy out of thin air, I don't give a damn what y'all tell me. That's what the government is scared of, to be honest. And we the people know that. We the people know that the government fears the loss of power, obviously, because they love power. I love my country, though. Massive fan of my country. But I think we the people would be pretty cool. It'd be a cool thing to have.
But they're going to shelve it, so he says no.
They just be chilling, man. You know, I don't know. Sometimes I just sit there and I just like I think and analyze things. What have I been doing this week? So this week, nothing big happened. Not in my life, at least. But I'm like a hermit crab, you know. Like you're not gonna get me to go anywhere. I'm not gonna be out there, you know. I like myself. I like my mental self. That's how it should be. You have to be mentally like in the zone for it. Childhood photos. Oh, look at this. Childhood photos of the world's most evil people. Jeffrey Epstein. Holy shit. Look at this motherfucker. Bro got a... What the fuck is the thing? I don't even know what the fuck that damn thing is called. And then a fucking guitar. That is a weird... He was already a weird kid. He was already a weirdo. Just know that. Just looking at this shit. Look at the face. He was already I would have bullied the shit out of this kid growing up, probably. Like, I'm not condoning that either. I'm just saying. Next. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Yo, why does he look like that? How do you... He looked like he wants to fight somebody, too. Why he got that look on his face? Wow, look at his head. That is a weird head. He already had that freaking that upper lip shit already. Look, you can see it. He didn't like that. That's why he covered it with a fucking mini mustache or whatever the hell. And bro said, "Just go to soy. Leave on the middle." Some shit like that. Golly, look at the face, man. And then the big ass fucking ears, too. That kid was, yeah. That motherfucker. And the thing is, you look at this and then you think what he did when he got older, and you're like, should have seen that one coming. Joseph Stalin. Huh. Whatever. Saddam. Holy shit, that's Saddam Hussein. Why he look Puerto Rican right there? He looked Puerto Rican for some reason. The hair or something, man. I would know, trust me. Saddam Hussein, man. Look at that. Gotta play that song. In the arms of an angel. That would have looked like he in one of those like feed the children. Dude, man, we out. Leopold II. That shit look crazy. What is that? Is that a child? A baby? Is that a baby? The fuck is that? Way past my era, but I don't even know what I'm looking at. The second. So there's another one running around here. Okay. Fucking A, man. Let's get out of here. Cecil Rhodes. Look like Johnny Depp's father or some shit. Who the fuck anyway knows this guy? No one knows him. Sent to South Africa at 17 for his health. Built the Beers, Diamond Empire. Launched wars against indigenous tribes. Okay. And then and ran forced labor camps. Oh. Huh. It seemed to be that was like the thing back in the day or something. I'm starting to notice a trend here. Moving on. Henry Kissinger. Oh boy, there he goes. There he is. In all his glory with the big old ears. Dude, that kid, look at the bridge of the nose, okay? The bridge of the fucking nose is insane. All right, and then the ears. What the fuck? He looked like a bat. He really do. He genuinely has bat genetics. He must. Henry Kissinger. I mean, you know. It be like that sometimes, man. Secretary of State. He orchestrated secret bombings. Supported groups and is linked to the deaths of hundreds of thousands of civilians. Well, I mean, but look at the fucking dude. You know, we got to start doing this shit when they're young. You know, when you know, if you're in that business, right, of taking care of, you know, the little population, the future of tomorrow, right? Maybe start doing your little, like, behavioral analysis of these things now so that when you run into fucking Bat Boy over here, you're not freaking, you know what I'm saying? You're not surprised, or at least you probably prevent it by helping or something, try to get him some help. It's clear to see that the fucking dude struggled all of his young life, you know? You can't walk around Germany like that. And you definitely can't do it in the U.S. We gonna get you in the United States public schools, okay? Because that's what we do. We roast people, okay? So we would be like, you would be going home every day so fucking defeated. Just don't go to a New York public school. Also, big shout out to everybody that's been checking out my episode, man. I dropped an episode last week, and it's been getting good. Everybody's been, you know, pretty fun. It's been fun, man. That's all I can say. It's been a fun time. I like dropping content constantly. I like to stay, you know, in a consistent flow, but sometimes you fall back. I fell back this time, but it was for, you know, some things I had to handle, take care of some shit. Sometimes it requires a lot of my attention, a lot of my focus. So, you know, and then sometimes I just want to take a hiatus. Never thought of that, you know. Never thought I might just want to just take a break or something. I'm just kidding, man. You know I love doing this. Anyways, let's go find something else to see real quick, man, because they got some shit on here, man. They got some shit. You got to just be looking, you heard? You just got to look.
I saw a wolf head the size of my window, and he was trotting along next to me, and he was looking down inside of my cabin. I'm at 9 feet tall. And I was hearing a vocalization that wasn't natural. I got in the truck, started driving, and as I looked in my right side mirror, there was a wolf head. His yellow eyes were darting all over the place. I had a gun, and I just pulled it and shot twice, and it went down. I knew it was dead, but I wanted to make sure. So I turned around. As I was coming back, I'm looking right where that werewolf was laying. It was gone now, and there was a Jeep parked, and there was a man and a woman there, and they were just looking at me a little bewildered. I was detained. A couple of federal officials said, "You killed one of our assets, and this is how things are going to go down from this point on." They took my gun, and they shut my bank account off. They keep people quiet, and I'm just not going to stay.
It's a lot of shit to unpack here. Let's just say that that event is true. We go directly to saying it's a true event. Hell no, bro. I ain't about to be living with that shit around here. And the fact that this is something that could be possible, rings a lot of bells up there at the top. You're right over here. Rings a lot of bells. I don't like it. You can't make me like it. But it is fucking crazy. And look at the face, though. Like, the face is the part, like, that look, like, that's so fucking, like, you're dead. If it gets a hold, it's a wrap. And then when it went back, and there was a huge pool of blood just everywhere, and it was gone, that's how you know, bro. You fucked. What if that thing remembers? What if it's sentient? Excuse me. How that your boy? Yeah, no, man. I'm good on that. Where the fuck was that at? I think they were in Canada. If they're in Canada, I will never go there with that thing over there. Okay? I'm okay with grizzly bears. I'm a big guy. I can take care of myself. All right? I'm not saying I'm gonna take a grizzly bear down, but I'm smart enough to know where not to be at. But if that shit's over there, now we might have to rendezvous somewhere else. Holla at your boy. Nah, man, I think that's it for the news, man. I mean, there's a lot of other shit going on, but I think for the most part, some person apparently, let's read it. So, the quadruple amputee that was charged with fatally shooting his friend is arguing he acted in self-defense, according to the court filings. Why is no one talking about the obvious here? Am I missing something here? I feel like I'm late to the game. Like I've missed like a really important episode, And like now you're watching the next one and you don't know what's going on. That's how I feel right now. Because the quadruple amputee charged with fatally shooting his friend is arguing he acted. This has to be an April Fool's joke. All right. I'm just going to leave that there. Sorry, fellas. Usually, I'm never that stumped. Scientists suggest that our consciousness may leave this dimension and enter an alternate dimension when we dream. I like that. If I'd remember my dream, I don't remember none of my dreams. I can't remember the last time that I actually had an actual dream, to be honest. I mean, maybe I've had actually little things here and there, though. But yeah. I certainly did. I used to remember a lot of my dreams, and then just like now, I just don't have any recollection of them. Maybe I'm just so fucking tired anyway, to be honest. Someone said once that it's usually that you have a blockage when you don't remember your dreams and shit. Because you're going to dream. People dream regardless if you want to think of it or not. You don't have to think about it. Your brain does this on its own. It's its way of sorting through all of the memories that we have. It's kind of crazy to think that, so that your brain stores all of your memories, and then it just organizes them at night when you're asleep. Isn't that wild? Well, if they suggest that our consciousness slips into another dimension, I believe it. I think so. I've been thought that, though. I've always thought that we can go into other dimensions when you're in your sleep state. You're meditating at the end of the day. That's all sleep is. You know, and the deeper you meditate, the further you can go. You know, and that's where sleep comes in. You go into this sleep state that essentially you fall to the ground and your body leaves, or your soul leaves from your body to go do what it needs to do. That's what I think. You're there, but the only reason that your body comes back in is because you get startled or woken up. Boom. And then you're back in your body and all that shit. Call me crazy, man. I know. Things that are illegal in Dubai. No sharing photos or videos of accidents on social media. No dancing in public. No dirty cars in public spaces. I like that one. No swearing in public or on WhatsApp. No flipping people off. No kissing or hugging in public. No eating or drinking in public during Ramadan. No drugs of any kind. That's a lot of no-nos.